exciting. All right, Sophie, so here's what we're doing. I have to record an opening to an episode that we're going to put out on Wednesday. These are going to be the interviews that we did on Saturday night. You want to say anything? Say, listen to the interviews from Saturday night. Do you remember what you did Saturday night?
Sleep.
No, you played, you explored, you adventured.
You.
Yeah, and with your mom. But Megan and I, we talked to some people while we were outside, remember?
And you did podcasting.
We did do podcasting, and you recorded a little bit. There's a couple of minutes in here with you on there.
See.
Yeah? Did you like podcasting?
Yeah, but I got stickers.
You do have stickers. All right. So we're going to let everybody know that they are listening to this on Wednesday. These are interviews that Megan and I had done outside in the courtyard on Saturday night. There's about 4 of them here. I don't know how long it is because I'm still editing this thing.
Even I play Follow the Leader with my mom.
You did play Follow the Leader with your mom. Who won?
Nobody.
Nobody.
No, we just following the leader. Like me, I was the leader.
You were the leader. Did you make your mom walk around a lot this weekend?
Yeah.
Is she tired? Did she walk like 100 miles?
But I've been hiding even when I wanted to. I've been hiding a bunch of times today.
You did hide a bunch of times today.
Yeah, I hid like a ninja baby.
You were like a ninja baby?
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite thing about this weekend at the convention? The Tucson. Ugh, I hate that.
I grabbed when it was nighttime.
Oh, you did stay up late and you were able to play outside.
I had so much fun playing with my mama.
Yes, you did. Did you say thank you, Mama, for hanging out with you for the weekend?
Mm-mm.
You should go say hi. Give her a big hug.
Hello.
I love you, baby.
Okay, Sophie, say, stay tuned for interviews. Say it. Stay tuned for interviews.
Daddy, can I go with my mama?
As soon as you say, stay tuned for interviews. All right, she's out of here. I'm leaving all that in.
Mom, let's go play together.
In theory, yes. This is just the intro for the Wednesday. There will be a Friday episode also. Because we had some interviews on Sunday. I want to put all those together, so I'm going to separate them. It comes out to like 3 hours, I think, almost for everything. So you've already heard the first part on Monday. You heard part 2 for the Saturday interviews today. And then on Friday, you will hear the last part with the interviews from the dealer room. A lot of really fun stuff happening in there. But thanks for hanging out and listen to some of these amazing interviews. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Would you like to chat with us? We have a guest with us. Just come over and say hi.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello.
We're doing a podcast. We're Chasing the Whimsy.
Would you like some random science facts?
I would love some random science
love
facts.
it. If you push a live sea sponge through a sieve, it will start to reform on the other side.
Like alive? Would
Yes.
it be still alive?
Yes. It's
Whoa.
because a sponge is not so much a multicellular organism as it is a colony with illusions of grandeur. So if we break it apart, each piece is like, I'm too small, I need a buddy. Much better.
Oh my god.
I love that.
I did not know that at all.
Have you tried this?
No,
Have we seen this on a video somewhere?
I have not.
Would it be considered animal cruelty to try it? What
Can,
if it didn't work? That
can,
would be so depressing.
I don't know.
can we Uber one over here? Like an Uber Marina.
We don't even have water close to us.
I know.
They're an ocean critter, so.
Yeah, we're not even close to the ocean.
All right.
But I mean, like, you can even chuck them in a blender and they'll mostly survive.
Hey,
That is amazing. That's what I want to be when I come back.
I need that kind of technology in my life.
Humans have invisible stripes.
Okay.
An ostrich's eye is larger than its brain.
That one I never heard of.
An octopus can change not only the color, but also the texture of its skin, allowing it to camouflage itself nearly perfectly.
The cosplay. would be
And the
amazing.
proper term for a baby platypus or echidna is a puggle.
That's it, everybody. That's my favorite animal is the platypus. And it's a puggle.
Yep.
I need-
Puggle.
I need a puggle of platypuses.
No,
I need a bunch of
Puggle.
puggles so that when they grow up, they're platypuses. There we go. I got it.
Aren't they like venomous in some
The-
way?
the males.
Males have a venomous spur.
Okay.
I also have a science blog, although fair warning, some of the stuff on it is a bit R-rated.
Oh,
so-
please tell us. What is it?
Yeah, tell us. about it.
If you search for "science is really weird" WordPress,
Okay.
my
Science
blog should
is
be the first
really
result.
weird WordPress.
All right. And your name?
Melissa Tribble.
Melissa. We are chasing the whimsy. I will put this episode out for you probably Monday. I'm hoping for Monday. But yes, we will definitely look you up.
Cool.
Very nice.
That's weird.
You know, the article. One of the articles I'm currently working on is the third, technically fourth, but the third one was about humans.
Yeah.
The one that I put out for Pride. The birds and the bees articles,
Okay.
Oh,
which are about
interesting.
like weird animal reproductive facts.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you enjoying your Tucson?
I haven't been here very long because I got here late because I have a doom cold right now.
Okay.
ooh.
Well, it feel better. How many Tucsons have you been to? This is our second year in a row.
I am not sure how many, but
that
it is
amazing.
it is at least a double-digit number.
Oh, wow.
Good for you. What keeps you coming back every year?
I like going to cons, and this one's local to me,
Okay.
or at least local-ish. Now I live in the Phoenix area, but still, my mom lives here, so I have somewhere free I can stay.
Oh, 2 hours away, yeah, from Phoenix. It's not too bad.
What do you like to do at the con? Are you interact, panels?
Panels if I see one that interests me. Phil
Okay.
hanging out in Con Suite. The masquerade, or I guess now it's the fashion show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Mhm.
Enjoy the con.
We appreciate you hanging out, talking with us for a little bit.
Thanks for the science fact.
Definitely.
And actually, first article I wrote on my blog was about the invisible stripes. So that's where you can go if you want more information.
That's where
on
I'm
this.
starting because that sounds really interesting.
That does sound interesting. How often do you post?
Very infrequently. I think I have like 20 or 30 posts, and I've been doing it for like 3 years
Oh, that's not that bad. That's like one a month, one every other month.
ish, something
Yeah.
like that.
Not too bad.
That's not bad.
The most recent one I posted was "It's all relatives," about things that people may not realize or would be surprised to find out are relatively closely related.
Oh, okay.
Got an example of two things?
Cows and whales.
And how are they related?
That's
They are
interesting.
in the same, I want to say, order,
Oh,
Okay.
and it is not a pairing that people would expect.
So are the cows the whale of the land or the whale the cows of the ocean?
I mean, they're both
Neither.
mammals.
I mean, they're both artiodactyls, which basically, but one thing that means is that whales or cows are more closely related to whales than they are to horses.
Oh, that is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you'd expect it to be opposite, honestly.
Right.
Yes,
Oh, very cool.
but whales are artiodactyls, and I don't remember what the group that horses are in is called, but the odd-toed ungulates,
Oh, yeah,
which
there's
is like
a word for
horses
that.
and rhinoceroses and one or two other things I don't remember. Oh, tapers.
Yeah, there's like a word for that where things evolve and they become really similar to each other, but they
Convergent
came from.
evolution.
There you go. There you go. I would never have gotten that. I thought my brain was like.
I wouldn't even know how to
something.
Google that.
And although it's a higher order relationship than order, so it's not very closely related, but one of the closest non-elephant relatives of elephants, one of the closest living relatives of elephants is the hyrax, which basically is a furry potato about the size of a rabbit.
Oh, Hyrax. I like furry potatoes. It sounds cute. It sounds adorable. I haven't seen it yet. I already love it.
And then on your blog, you have your email, and we can comment and email and reach out to you if we needed to.
I don't have an email, but there's a comment system, and I read the comments.
Okay, perfect.
It's not like I get a whole lot.
Well, we will definitely stop by and comment because you do have some very interesting sounding articles.
I gotta find out about the stripes.
Yes.
And my second everything's it's all relative article will be longer because it will be plants, and there's a lot of plants. That, for example, cashews, mangoes, pistachios, and poison ivy are all in the same family.
Yes. Cashews are one of the only nuts that you cannot deshell yourself.
Oh.
They grow on the cashew apple, and they are the shell is poisonous, similar to that of poisonous oak and sumac.
I'll think about that next time I'm eating cashews.
I did call planters to get that answer.
And it's kind of weird because, like, most seeds are kind of in the middle of the fruit. The cashew was like dangling off the bottom.
Yeah, it's so odd looking. Like, if you look at a cashew apple, and then you wouldn't want to eat the cashew, but
somebody went ahead and figured that out at some point.
The actual cashew apple is edible, but if you want an edible cashew out of it, you need to leave it on long enough that the cashew apple is overripe.
So is there a happy medium in
Not
which, the 2 minutes in which the apple and the cashew are in harmony, and you can eat them both?
I don't think so.
Oh, that sucks.
You're like one of those people who's like, oh, if an atomic bomb goes off, what's the radius you need to be to perfectly cook a pizza?
Yes. Oh,
you're not gonna find it.
because that would be interesting to be like. Because what if I want like a cashew with my cashew apple? I guess they'd have to be on two different. They'd have to be two different. Okay, so it's still possible.
This is not a
For whatever
6,000 BC. You can just get cashews and apple from the store.
For whatever reason, I thought it was impossible, but no, I would just take apple A and then take cashew B and just eat them together. All right, fair enough. I figured it out.
But
Yes.
you can't really shell a cashew yourself because
Yes.
the urushiol
Yes.
that's surrounding the actual nut.
But somebody figured that out one day. They really wanted to get in there.
Yeah.
They got poisoned accidentally. They're like, no. I know there's
Well,
something
I
in
mean,
there.
it could be just a matter of that eventually the urushiol would wash away and you're left with.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Well, so the first one you eat, you're like, this is brilliant. And then the second one, you forget to wash it.
And apparently the cashew apple is like too delicate to ship. So even if you did want to grow them as a fruit, you pretty much could only get them, locally because they're
bruised.
delicate and they don't travel well.
Are there any other nuts that grow on fruit?
I mean,
'Cause-
nut is kind of one of those categories that's like almonds, for example, are fairly closely related to like peaches.
Okay.
They're in that group.
Oh yeah, because the peach pit kind of looks like an almond on the inside. When you crack it open, there's like a little nut in there. I freaked out when I opened one for the first time. You can tell I eat tons of fruit.
Do not eat peach pits though.
I didn't. I freaked out. Like, why is there?
Although there actually are some like people who do eat like peach or whatever pits, but one, Well, basically cyanide.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's not always
Yeah.
great to consume, I guess.
Although it is one of those things where it doesn't really accumulate. So the amount of bitter almonds or peach pits or whatever that you can eat does not decrease just because you ate some last week.
Oh. I still don't want to risk it.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
I'm
don't.
not, it's definitely something to approach with caution.
Oh,
But
for sure.
yeah, there are like actual culinary, there are actual like recipes that involve, using a certain amount of peach pit or something
Oh.
like that. Yeah.
it's like a side of cyanide.
Hey, you know what? A little bit of danger in your life. It's
Well, they
beautiful.
eat the poison
Spices things
fish.
up.
They eat the poison fish. Like
Yeah. Fugu, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Which,
I don't think I trust anybody
if
that
you
much.
No.
look at the skeleton of a puffer fish, it is simultaneously absolutely unexpected and absolutely what you would expect, if that makes any sense at all.
I'm trying to imagine what I both would and wouldn't expect. So like a fish, right? We saw see the fish.
Right.
skeleton. Is it like curvy?
It really is not. I mean, it looks kind of like someone made a ball out of little spiky bones.
Oh,
Okay, and then when it puffs, and they're not attached, like
Or at least they're attached in such a way that they can flex out.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
That would be
hurt
interesting.
them.
I would love to see an X-ray of a pufferfish. Like,
Puffing.
yes,
There may be ones out there.
There probably is. I just saw something about like how they CAT scan fishes and they put them on these little sponge. It was adorable. It was the
Yeah,
best thing I've seen all day.
I saw those. I think I saw
Yeah.
those too.
It just goes in like straight on, but there's like water in its gills, so it doesn't, I guess, die. But it was both funny and kind of cute.
And like hamsters, they wrap up into little burritos.
Yeah, so they don't move. But oh, I saw the one with the snake where they put in like a packing tube.
Yeah.
They stay straight. It didn't look happy. I'm gonna.
Oh, no,
admit
no.
that.
Poor
The snake
danger
didn't
noodle.
look- Yeah, poor thing. But it probably was for like good reason that
Yeah.
they're scanning it. I think maybe.
Yeah, but anyways, science is weird.
science is.
Science
But
The universe is bizarre. Most of the world's crabs are not crabs.
where are they? Insects.
They're other arthropods.
Oh,
A lot of the things that we, although
what's
actually
a
apparently
true crab? Give me an example of what
Dungeness.
Dungeness crab. I knew that one was a real one.
all right. And the
But
Kelly.
I believe, for example, king crabs and snow crabs are more closely related to spiders.
Yes.
Well, you know what? They do look like spiders, though. They do look
Yeah.
like spiders.
Basically-
like spiders of the sea.
If you think of kind of the like basic marine arthropod would be something like a shrimp or a lobster, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So picture you're a shrimp or lobster type thing, only for whatever reason, you have a lifestyle that doesn't involve much swimming.
Yeah.
So you don't really need your tail for swimming.
Mhm.
And you've got a lot of important organs in there.
Yeah.
So you tuck your tail under your body,
It just becomes
and then you're basically crab shaped.
oh. And then it just goes on and on. It looks more and more crab shaped.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
So that's why arthropods keep evolving into crabs.
Until next crab I see, you're not even real, bro.
Be like, yeah, poser.
They scared me so much as a kid when I went in the ocean. I was afraid of my little toes getting
Yeah.
crabbed. Posers.
But at any rate, so the phenomenon is called carcinization.
Carcinization. Nothing to do with like, is that the same root as like carcinogen?
Well,
Or is
kind of because
Or just happens to sound the same?
actually it kind of is, although I don't know the entire like linguistic chain, but
Yeah.
cancer and crab,
Oh,
Are
cancer
related.
is sign for cancer is
Yep.
crab.
yeah. So I don't know why cancer the disease got associated with cancer the crab.
And then horseshoe crabs have blood that helps people study how to fight cancer.
Well,
Yes.
also horseshoe crab blood is used to test for contamination in things like vaccines.
Yes.
There's a YouTube channel series. Well, the channel technically is The Octopus Lady. The series is Alien Ocean. And one of the earliest ones she did was about horseshoe crabs.
They are awesome. There's
They
so
are.
many in New Jersey. It's crazy.
A lot of people are out there like poaching them because like the blood has such like medical
Well, the
use.
thing is, nowadays there's like fairly well-regulated setups
Yeah.
to essentially bleed horseshoe crabs and then let them recover and send them back into the wild.
Oh, that's almost
Well, that's
worse-ish.
Well, no,
I don't know. It's like,
done carefully, it means they get to keep living.
To be fair, like I donate plasma, I eat my cookie, and I come back next month and I do it again. So it's the same basic concept.
right.
All right, so not
Only
inhumane.
they're not exactly voluntary donors. so-
Yeah, I don't think they know too much about it, but I also don't think it hurts them that much.
Hey, I think we found the happy medium. There's no like signed consent, but we also didn't kill you, and I'm sure that we take care of them.
No, and well, they're great because you could just like you suck up the whole blood and you
Yep.
throw them back in the New Jersey Ocean where they get
Yeah.
contaminated because it's awful there. But
At any rate, I was going to head to something.
oh, for sure.
So,
Thank you for hanging
We
out with
appreciate
us.
you for hanging out.
and the cool thing about sharing knowledge is you can share every scrap of it you have and not end up with any less than you started with.
Oh yeah,
Yes, I like that.
kind of like love.
Maybe. That's me.
I'll just better though because it's more interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Anatomically speaking, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are not actually berries.
Strawberries not a big.
A blueberry is a pretty standard berry. There's like different definitions of what exactly constitutes a berry, but I think pretty much everyone agrees that a blueberry, for example, is a berry.
But strawberry is just stealing the berry name.
Well, think about the inside of the blueberry in terms of like the distribution of flesh and
Mhm.
layers and where the seeds are and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So think about what a blackberry or raspberry looks like. Instead of having a bunch of seeds distributed, they have little kind of capsules, each with one relatively hard seed,
Mhm.
which means anatomically they are what's called an aggregate drooplet.
Oh,
A drupe is like a cherry or a plum.
Okay.
okay. So like,
So it's a collection of. All right, strawberries are basically just a
Now,
collection.
strawberries are weirder.
Oh shit!
they're doing their own thing. That's why they taste the best.
Basically, the fleshy part of a strawberry is not anatomically speaking part of the fruit proper. The fruit is the little seeds on the outside.
Oh, so it's like 5% fruit and 5% something
Accessory
else.
tissue.
Accessory tissue.
I love it.
Ooh, delicious
The-
accessory tissue.
The actual fruit is a capsule fruit called an achene, kind of like a tiny sunflower seed.
Yeah.
So owls can't move their eyeballs.
Oh, is
they
that
move
why
their
they
whole
do
head.
like
Yeah,
that sort of thing?
Yeah.
their eyes are basically too big. They're cylinders, not balls.
Oh, so that's why they're just like always turning all the way. That's
Yeah.
why they can probably turn all the way around because they have
And
to.
actually, a lot of birds can't really move their eyes, and some of them even have what basically amounts to eye bones.
Eye bones.
Yep.
I don't know why that sends shivers down my
Kangaroos can put their pregnancies on hold more or less indefinitely.
Oh, I just
Definitely a
don't. I
good
don't.
skill.
I don't need one right now. Let's hold it for a minute. I like it.
Yeah, you wait for the right time.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
I gotta get my career off the ground first.
No, it's more like there's not enough food right now. I better keep this one in the oven.
Right.
You don't want to
longer.
feed two mouths.
Right.
Brains. I already did carcinization. There's a nerve in most vertebrates that goes from the brain around the aorta and then to the larynx, even in giraffes.
Ooh.
That'd be a long nerve.
Yeah.
That'd be one long nerve.
It's a hell of a long nerve.
It's like it's going meters and meters in order to go like,
From the heart to
15 centimeters or something.
Yeah, giraffes are too weird anyways. What are they even doing there?
Although actually giraffes, I don't know if you've noticed, they don't actually have especially long necks relative to their total body.
Really?
Hey, have you ever seen a giraffe taking a drink of water? A picture of a giraffe taking a drink of water? That's because their necks are short relative to their legs.
Oh yeah, because or else they would just
Right.
be able to.
Okay, so like my head to leg ratio, a giraffe is roughly the same. Like
Like a horse.
Yeah.
Like that.
If a horse had fucking 6 foot legs, it would have a 6 foot long neck. All right, fair enough.
You can't scale up a horse,
You could, and it would look like a giraffe.
No, like that's the whole point is they talk about like megafauna and how you would have to like, scale up a horse. It's the whole thing.
Yeah. There's one other kind of standard one I have. I'm trying to. My brain is not working well. Oh, felines.
Cats.
They can either purr or roar, but not both.
No way.
The
I
anatomy
wanna-
needed for the two different vocalizations is mutually exclusive.
I want a kitten that roars.
Lions cannot purr.
I think my whole life just got destroyed.
I want a cat that roars. I want a little kitten running around just roaring.
No, you would die of like shock.
That would be
They
amazing.
do it at 3 a.m. while you were
I'd
fast
be
asleep.
internet famous right now with my cat that roars.
And in fact, that's kind of one of the distinctions between big cats and small cats.
Is what noise it makes.
Big cats can roar, small cats can purr.
So once it transitions, that's you're getting into big cat territory.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because I've seen like those small like cats that rich people have as like pets.
Yeah.
They can't roar, but they can purr.
I believe mountain lions even are on the small cat end technically.
Okay, now I can have mountain lion.
Yes. You can have a mountain lion.
No,
Small cat
because
means
they're
they could be my best friend.
no, because they're wild animals. But
You know what?
Only for now. Until I domesticate
It's just
one.
hard mode on friendship, honestly.
Right?
anyway, so I will. What time is it?
It's 6 o'clock almost.
Oh, there's a thing I definitely want to do at 6.
Yes. You have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for stopping by. God, we meet the most interesting people.
Heck yeah. Just in case. But they want to move that way, I can still keep them within my sound range. All right. Definitely learned some stuff there.
A lot of stuff.
You gonna look at the log?
The log.
Her blog?
Oh, the blog. Yes.
That does seem interesting.
I need to know about the stripes. And I need to know.
Do people still blog?
So she does?
Yeah,
I mean,
but because there was a time in like the early 2000s, like I even had one for a minute.
I think blogs have just
It's-
become more interesting because everyone who's just doing it just to try it out has died out.
Right.
And now it's only the people who have something to say.
Are podcasts basically audio blogs? I mean, it's the whole vlog
Yes,
thing, right?
because like when Sophie grows up, it's going to be Sci-Cast with your brain.
Right. I like
The
it.
whole thing like just downloads into your consciousness in a second.
Sophia, come here. Sit down. Comes. All right. Chat with us for a minute.
Are you having fun?
I think tag with my mom, but then I was going to drink.
Oh, then you got a drink.
Before it's going back.
What is your favorite thing about this hotel?
The whole hotel.
But what's your favorite thing that you like to look at?
5-star review.
The pool.
Oh, very
We
nice.
just
The
went to the
big
pool.
pool.
What else? What about the ice machine?
Yeah, and pushing the button.
And pushing the button, make
Oh,
sure
I
the
can
ice
push the
works.
button of the ice machine?
I get it.
Can.
Let me go down.
Someone think about it.
Are you going to come back and do this again next year?
Yeah.
Do you remember that you've already done this once before?
Mhm.
Last year?
Do you remember the other hotel, bud?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really? Maybe. Okay, good.
Dude,
Yeah.
sword wielding guy.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to stop by.
Daddy,
Yes.
I'm gonna face my mom.
You go ahead. Thank you.
Bye, Soap Dope.
If I may ask.
Oh, yes. Yes. We are chasing the whimsy.
Chasing the Whimsy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let my wife know.
It's a little thing I started when I turned 40. I got the 2 kids,
Okay, great.
and she jumps on every once in a while. And I do it sometimes with my son when he's not wrestling.
Okay, great.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And what is your name?
David Gordon. David Allen Gordon.
David Allen Gordon. Our co-host went and grabbed some water real quick.
Okay, sure.
Um,
Hello.
How many times
You
have
bought a
you?
book earlier.
No, the twin did.
Oh, okay. That's right. All right. Yeah, they are identical twins, aren't
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They?
That's right. Is she the co-host?
Yeah, she's co-hosting with me today.
Great.
How long have you been coming to? Is this your first Tucson, or how many times have you come to?
This is my first Tucson.
Okay.
But I've been at many others around Arizona.
Hello. I will definitely come. Yeah, I'll stop by tomorrow for sure.
Hi.
Definitely.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. That was another one of the young ladies in the dealer room. We're going to talk with her tomorrow. But yes, this is your first
Yes, it is.
Tucson. Do you do a lot of cons?
Yeah, I've done Fan Fusion a couple of times.
Okay.
I've done, let's see, Tempe Fan Con.
Okay.
And I'll be I've done a variety of book festivals and local events, many Barnes and Nobles.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're actively out there pushing your books.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Very nice. How long have you been writing?
About 5 years.
Okay, so that's the later part, which is nice. What do you do for work before writing?
Well, I have 2 other jobs.
Okay.
I'm an instructional assistant at Roosevelt Elementary in Mesa.
Okay.
And this year I'm working with first graders.
Oh, very cool.
Hence part of the inspiration for the Molly book your co-host brought earlier today. Hi. And I also am a political writer / journalist for Blog for Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. This is his first Tucson,
Really?
Yes, it is.
but he does a lot of the con circuit, Barnes and Noble, some of the book fairs, the Fan Fusion a few times.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Chasing Book Festival, I was at Prescott Fandomania, and so this is my first event in Tucson. And one of the benefits of the event is I've been able to network,
Yeah.
like with mostly books. Somebody from one of the Tucson Barnes and Noble was here yesterday, so I got their information.
Oh,
So
very
I'll
cool.
probably be doing more events down here.
Oh, right.
Hopefully branch out up north in Flagstaff too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's been writing for 5 years.
Okay.
I
I missed so much. I was gone like 5 seconds.
know. I'm so sorry. You have a series, a jigsaw series.
It's more Jigsaw universe. I have a time travel series.
Okay.
In that universe, I have a mystery horror, and I just started a children's book series.
Oh, very
But
cool.
it's all in the same universe.
Oh, very nice. What is this universe? What does this time travel universe look like?
It's about a foundation that has their operatives make sure history stays intact. And Jigsaw is like putting time back together,
I love that.
right? And stopping elements that would like to change history or shape it to their own ends from doing so.
All right. So there's like a prime line that we want to keep, and they're
Yeah.
going back and making sure
Exactly.
what's supposed to happen happens.
Exactly.
All right. Where did this idea come from?
Well, I'm, my background in education. I'm includes being a history teacher. I'm also a big science fiction and horror movie buff, and you combine those interests, the list of possibilities is endless.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I love some of the best Star Trek and Twilight Zones and the time travel ones.
Mhm.
Outer Limits also has some good stuff too, and I was always enamored with Ray Bradbury's Sound of Thunder.
Oh my God, one of my favorites.
A writer named Alan Appel wrote a couple of good time travel books, which I was very fond of. So, like I said, those interests, and I started writing when I was in my early 50s.
Really, you didn't
Yeah.
start until then?
Yeah. Well, I had done something before I started my charter school, called a short story called No Big Deal that was published in the Mesa Public Library journal, and the essence of that story was Jesus was an astronaut, and the Shroud of Turin was created because of the transport beam image, like a photo image when they materialized them.
I love that.
And then the idea was, do you think and the people that rescue him, they leave, and he's still like out of it. They have to resuscitate him. They're like, well, what do you think? Do you think cause problems? No, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, some. So on that. So, what other questions do you have for me, please?
That's great. So were you always creative in your life, or were you just like
I used to do storyboards when I was a kid, and like draw little cartoons and comic strips.
Mhm.
And I always had ideas, but I never got around to doing it because like I said, I started off as an educator and was a teacher. Then I had owned my own charter school, which took obviously a lot of my time. And then I started writing just as the school was about to unfortunately fold because of finances. And then after that, I kind of recreated myself with the writing, both politically and with the sci-fi, and then the mystery horror, and then the children's. The children's work has been partially inspired both Jigsaw Universe, but also my experiences at the elementary school for the last 4 years.
Right.
And it's been cool. It's been cool there. It's a totally different mindset with elementary age children.
Yes.
And I remember last year the line of the year. There's been a couple lines you'll get a kick out of. We were walking kids to the bus. It's a first grader. And I go to the kid. I won't say his name, obviously.
Right.
I go to the kid. You need to behave. And the kid goes, right now. and then earlier, like the year before, it was a second grader. And second graders like up to here. It goes, and the kid goes, Mr. Gordon, when I was smaller, I did that. And then a line of this year, we had a child who was upset, crying because one day he was crying because we didn't let him go to recess. Then he was crying because we did. And
Mixed emotions.
Yeah. So one of his friends comes to me and goes, so-and-so needs to, stop crying because he's going to be in second grade soon.
He's going to be grown.
Yeah. So, I thought that was so I think that's kind of cool. And, as a gift this year, all the kids in my first grade class are going to get a free copy of Molly.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that's cool, and we'll see what we can do with school libraries and stuff with that. So, but what else can I tell you, please?
So when you write your book, how do you get them published? Like,
I'm self-published.
Okay.
I'm just forgive me. I'm looking.
No, please.
Because I have to get to my wife in a few minutes. I self-published.
Okay.
And it's the first book took 32 drafts and about a year and a half to do.
Okay.
I've got it down to a system now where in most cases, this latest book I'm working on right now, you didn't see it yet because I'm still working on it. Usually the first draft takes about a month to 6 weeks. The latest book has been delayed because I've been busy writing for the political season with the elections. So generally the whole process takes about 3 months. You do the first draft, which admittedly, and I tell my wife this all the time, and she doesn't like when I say this, but the first draft is crap.
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But about 70-75% of what is going to be in the book is going to be there.
Right. The raw material is there.
The raw material is there. And the first draft also includes the outlining and so forth. But even the outlining changes. It's like, okay, I don't like where this is going, and so forth. So I make changes. So I sent to sometimes beta readers if they're available, but generally my line editor. And my line editor takes about 2 or 3 weeks. It goes through the beta read and sends back the initial thoughts. And then based on that, I take about 2 or 3 weeks, depending on the scheduling, to get to incorporate her thoughts, her suggestions, and then I send it back to her for the line edit.
Okay.
Right.
And that takes about 2 or 3 weeks. And then we send it out to the formatter to format.
Right.
The cover art's already there. The cover, the cover art's done during the first draft phase.
Okay.
And then we put it on Amazon. We send it to readers' favorites. We send it to I'm trying to remember, what's the other? Not readers' favorite. There's another review. People does
Mhm.
there's Goodreads,
Right.
and there's also another one. I'm going through a brain fart here on that. So, and then we get those out because we want to try and get at least 5 reviews and the readers' favorite reviews on Amazon. Because magic number, like Molly, we got the 5 we got the readers' favorite, all 5 stars, but getting the good. So, before we do any promoing, like Facebook or doing any written word media promos.
Mhm.
So, but that's pretty much. It takes about 3 months generally. This latest book will take a little longer because of the election, but our goal is to get it out by March because it's Shadow Ball.
Okay.
It's about the integration of baseball with Rube Foster, not Jackie Robinson, Larry Doby, the one who broke the color barrier in the American League. So,
We had a discussion last night. When you're writing and then you're in your second draft, pen and paper or more computer?
it's all computer.
Okay.
It's all computer.
All right. So
It's all word processing.
all right. So you like the
Yeah.
because
Do you plan out your whole story?
Yes, I
Like
do.
you have the plot ready to
Right.
go, or
Yeah.
do you write as you go? Is there anything
No,
that
I do
surprises you?
an outlining. I do an outline. It does adjustments are made though.
Right.
During the process, but generally I do an outline and I do research because a lot of my especially the time travel ones require because there's a lot of history there, so I want to make you do the research. And you can embellish maybe a little, but not a lot.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far off.
because then people's gonna say, "Well, that's bull. That didn't, so that didn't happen that way." But no, generally it's the researching the outline. Researching the outlining phase takes 2 or 3 weeks.
Right. That's so interesting because
Yeah.
they having to work within the confines of something that actually happened,
Yes.
but add in your own fictional universe. That's gotta
Yes.
be. I don't know. It seems like it's freeing, but also constricting. And
No, creating a book is one of the most stimulating experiences.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And that, and I've been writing for 5 years, and I've written 12 because the second Molly book is with the illustrator now.
Right.
Now, to be fair, I don't mean fellow children's writers, but writing a children's is not as challenging as the novellas.
Yeah, I could imagine.
For on that, but the illustrations are so much part of the process there.
Right.
right.
And I have a really good illustrator in Valeria Leonova, who's I think I may have mentioned is a Ukrainian refugee
Yes.
who lives in the UK.
I just met him. I know within the 2 weeks, I just found, I think, an artist coming out of the Ukraine.
It may be her. She lives in the
What's her name?
Valeria Leonova.
Okay, not my person.
Okay.
But it is interesting that a lot of stuff coming out of the Ukraine right now.
Right. And my cover artist for the other books is by Midblard, a Czech company.
Yeah.
And they do good work too.
Mhm.
And it's fairly. My formatter is in Canada. My marketing guy is in Canada.
All right.
My line editor is in Massachusetts.
Ooh, you got a whole team and you're spread out all over. All right.
All over the place. And so it's benefits of the World Wide Web.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a lot
And all
easier
that.
now.
Anyway, so I had time for maybe one more question.
No, tell us the name of the title, where we can find you, social
sure.
medias, and tell us about.
Thank you. The time travel series Jigsaw. There's Jigsaw Beginnings. There's Jigsaw Warheads. There's Jigsaw Full Circle. There's Jigsaw History's Forgotten parts 1, 2, and 3. There's Jigsaw Powder Keg. There's Jigsaw Sonora. Those are the time travel books right now. They're in print. The mystery horror series. The Case Files of the Nightfall Detective Agency, Mummy's Vengeance.
That's the one that you got.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Case Files of Nightfall Detective Agency, The Trail of the Zombies. And Molly, The Adventures of Molly, the Time Traveling Dog. You can find all of them on Amazon
Okay.
or Kindle Unlimited.
Right.
And Ingram has the hardback of Molly, so shifting some stuff to. We'll be doing both Ingram and Amazon. And I would encourage readers to find them, and if they like them, leave a very nice review.
Definitely.
You know,
are you on any of the social platforms?
yeah,
Instagram,
Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Threads,
and just your name.
My name, the Jigsaw name.
Okay.
Jigsaw. And if you have a card, I can email you my links.
Yeah. This is Chasing the Whimsy.
Okay.
Same as the website.
Okay.
And there's a contact
I'll
page.
email you links later.
Yeah, and then I'll make sure everything's posted in here. We're going to try to meet with as many people as we can.
Sure.
And just really
We'll
kind
let
of
you get
promote
back
what
to
you
your
guys do.
life.
Yeah, we're going out to dinner with some of the other blog writers because the blog's based in Tucson.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
nice.
Well, I appreciate you for stopping by and sitting in with us for a minute.
I
Thank you so
appreciate that.
much.
No, thank you. It was a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed Mummy's Vengeance.
I think it will.
Yes,
And I will see you tomorrow as well.
absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too. I haven't seen. We got another person.
2 people.
2 people. Thank you
We've
for
got 2 seats.
Thank you for waiting. You guys were doing 3D printing.
3D printing. We got multiple things going on.
All right.
She's an author, and I have our 3D printing and dice that we do.
All right. Author, let's start with your name.
My name is R.S. Ori. That's what I go by.
All right. And your name?
Nicholas Black.
Nicholas Black. We're Chasing the Whimsy.
Thank you.
So you can look us up. Website, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. We're kind of just,
All
we're
over the
out
place.
there. We're all over the place.
Cool.
Let's start with, have you been to Tucson before?
Tucson?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so that's twice now. Am I the psycho calling it Tucson versus Tucson?
We
Like-
call it Tucson.
It's always been
because-
Tucson.
It's always been Tusk.
As far as
50
I'm aware.
years, Ben.
I know, but nobody, for 2 years I've been saying it wrong and you guys have all let me do it.
Well, you know
Oh,
what?
don't look at us.
I mean, maybe we're crazy, but I mean,
Wait.
we've always been told it's Tucson. So
There is a place called Tucson. It's actually a city,
Okay.
so that's why we call it Tucson.
Okay.
I've never heard it called that.
Well, Tucson, I mean,
We're,
I found
we're
the
showing
easiest-
which part of the state we're from.
I found the easiest route there and I'm done. I'm like, boom, Tucson, call it a day. Next.
I mean,
I see the logic. Totally.
yeah, I see it.
How many times have you been here?
This is our fourth. Yeah.
Very nice. What do you like about the con?
I like that it's smaller
Mhm.
and that you get to meet everybody.
Yeah.
I do like that we know some of the people that are putting on some of the panels and
Mhm.
everything else like that. So it gives it a family feel for us.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about you, but for me, it gives me a family feel.
This is where we started. For my business,
Yeah.
our very first vending venture was Tucson.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So this is where we met a lot of the people that we became friends with and family with. And so it's like coming home for us.
Right.
And this is actually where I started my book.
Oh, very nice.
I was writing down ideas for my book
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Or no, 5. Is this 7 years?
2017, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah.
7 years ago.
Make
And
me doubt my math.
and yeah, so from there is this book.
All right. What do we have here? Wildborn.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover.
Thank you. It was actually done by someone local, Loungefly artist.
Okay.
So if you know-
Name's Katie Cole.
Yeah, so if you know Loungefly, like their backpacks and things like that,
Yeah.
she's an
This would
artist
catch
for
my
that
eye
company.
immediately.
And,
Are those Kelly's backpacks? Last
Like
one?
these. Like these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
so she's an artist for them, and she lives here locally, and she was very kind enough and gracious enough to do the
Yeah.
artwork for the cover.
Very nice. Yeah.
So Tucson's been really serendipitous for you guys.
For real. Yeah,
Yes,
it's very nice.
it really has been.
What is your book about?
Anyway, funny you ask. Basically, my book is about a woman who has been ripped from her one world into another one. She's a healer. She has these gifts. I'm not going to go into them because that would give away a lot. But there's a lot of whimsy in this book. There's a lot of danger.
I love
in
whimsy.
this. Well, there's a octopus that has a top hat that
Now I have to.
that
Octopus top
runs-
hats and whimsy?
Yes,
That's right up my alley.
but it also has danger.
You need danger.
You need danger, and she tries to keep her head as she deals with the blackness that comes through the streets and erases people. If you're out in it, or
Literally terrifying.
it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you about that part either, but
You have to read the book.
have to read the book. But and then there's a guy that's after her that she's not quite sure why, and it comes apparent, of course, but he's after her to give him a little bit of her. And
She's so good. She's writing like something to just draw me into the story live right now. And I'm already like, please just tell me more.
like, no,
No,
have to read it. But yeah, that's how my story goes. It's the first of, I think, 6 in my head.
How many do we have printed?
Printed 1 because this is the first
Okay.
one. The second one's in edit right now,
Very nice.
so I should have that out in
Next year?
4 to 6 months.
Yeah, next year. We're in November, so next year.
Okay, yeah,
All right.
next year. So early next year.
Okay. Marchish. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
All right. But you have all 6 of them already mapped out in your head.
Actually, they're all mapped up on a Word document.
Okay.
So the overall arch that I started with in my head that kind of geared me to what I wanted to do with it was the stages of grief.
Okay.
And every book is a different stage of grief.
All right, fair. I like it.
Oh, that is
So-
so deep. I like
Yeah,
that.
well, this one is shock. So it has a lot of shocking things that
Mhm.
is going to her. The next one, if you know, is denial and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
denial has a little bit of fun twists to that. But that'll be out soon. So
All right. And where can we buy your book?
Amazon
Okay.
is the main one, or you can find me at a con.
Do you do lots of cons?
We do 6 right
6 a
now.
year.
6 a year.
Okay,
So-
the same
a lot of
6
work.
roughly every year.
We're branching out, but yeah, mostly like Tucson we do every year.
Tucson.
We do Tucson Comic Con every year. We do Tucson Terror Fest. Still local ones around here and everything.
Okay. Very nice.
And there's also Game On
Okay.
in Phoenix, and what was the other one?
RinCon we're doing.
RingCon, and then
Also your book is being sold in Mostly Books here
Mostly
in Tucson,
Books has it.
which are selling here at the con right now. And then also you're trying to get your book in Antigone Books here in Tucson as well. So
Yeah.
we're trying to get and also in bookstores locally.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
But easily enough across the country, Amazon.
Yeah.
Do you guys do you publish it through Amazon?
Yes.
Yes.
The KDP,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I found it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, to be fair. We have notebooks. We had a podcast episode that had like a 3-episode arc. We transcribed it.
Oh,
And we
wow.
put that in a book.
Yeah.
Very user friendly for ish, the margins and playing with some of the page sizes.
Yeah.
I'll pay somebody to do that from now on. But it is.
Yeah.
I do love the idea that Amazon makes it so easy for you to
Yeah.
get it out there.
Absolutely.
And it, that's kind of like I did. It was like part of it was like, could I do it? And I did it. And then I was like, might as well do more. We did a year 1 art book of everything that
wow.
we did for year 1, kind of like a yearbook
Yeah.
for our first year of podcasting. But yes, I love the idea that you do it through Amazon. The whole self-publishing thing is like empowering, and then
Yeah.
you don't have to you cut out the middleman.
You do, until you put it into a consignment,
Yes.
not so much. But that's fine because it gets out to people
Mhm.
in different realms
Yes.
than just the online realm.
Right.
So I would rather do consignment along with getting the published through KDP for everything at this point.
Right. Get that nice reach of Amazon,
Mhm.
and then just slowly, just like you were saying, is you started in a couple of bookstores and you're branching out and just start
Yeah.
slowly putting you. Soon, you dominate all of Tucson. Boom, Phoenix, Flagstaff next.
That's the goal.
So Phoenix is hard because like changing book hand or changing hands wants you in a particular thing, and I can't remember the name, but it has to be in a specific thing that does overarching. So I would have to pull it from Amazon KDP and put it in that in order for me to carry my books there. So
a little bit of politics involved in there.
it really is. It's unfortunate for us that are trying to get things out and trying to get it to
Do you find it discouraging at all?
a little bit because I really like their essence there. It's like Antigone but in Phoenix. Do you know Antigone?
I do not. I'm not a big reader. I'm not gonna lie to
I
you.
don't know Antigone, but I know Changing Hands, and I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's very eclectic, and that's what I really want.
Exactly. It's not Barnes and Noble.
It is not. And I can't go to Barnes and Noble because of Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Because unless you're with like Book Baby, then you can't go to multiple.
Okay.
It's one time, one deal type of thing.
Right.
So it's just the little things that you learn.
Yeah, and they make
Definitely
you
a
make
learning
lot of
curve.
choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you try to make the best ones for what it is and hope
Right.
you made the right one.
Oh yeah.
You said you started writing about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Why so late? Like, what was it that we were like?
Or did you write before? Just not like you were trying to publish it.
Yeah, I've been writing since I was a kid. The reason it took so long to get it out was because one, I'm a perfectionist, and two, I work a full-time job. So yeah, I understand.
No,
She got years of it.
you're
piling
much
up.
better at writing than me as well. That's what he's leaving out. Like,
No.
You have a story.
yes,
Get it out. No one can write it as best as you.
it's true. It's scary. It's so scary to like.
Oh,
put
I know.
100%.
yourself out there.
Yes, I know. But at some point you do, or else you're just writing for yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I've been writing for myself for a long time. Party of one.
Yeah. So at some point you let it go.
Yeah.
You have to decide. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy.
Taking that first step is really hard. I mean,
Taking that
Absolutely.
first
you,
step
you
is
started
awful.
going to panels on writing and professionalism, and then you went to that writing conference
Yeah.
in
Go
San
to a writing
Francisco.
conference.
Like, she paid,
Okay.
she
I've never
paid-
been one specifically on writing. Like I know a lot of the panels here are like on writing.
No. Go
like,
to
a
like
professional.
I've never been
San
to like a
Francisco.
professional.
like they actually had agents there for her to like sit
You-
down
you
with.
do.
Ooh, I'd feel like a terrible fraud. Like,
You're going to. There's imposter syndrome for a reason.
yeah.
The best thing I can tell you is you're not. No one else is looking at you like you are. This is just in your head.
That's good advice.
And everybody has that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Everybody
I
has
mean,
it.
I'm an artist, but I don't feel like I'm an artist. But everyone, all my friends are like, "Oh no, you're an artist because you're doing these things with our dice sets and our 3D printing and what we do." And I'm like, "No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I've been doing this
But why
for-
not? Like,
I-
you're making
But
something.
I don't feel like I am.
Like, you're not just going, plop, here's your
To me, it's-
six-sided dice that comes with a Monopoly board. You're
To me, it's painting. To me, it's just
making
painting.
something.
It's fun. It's something I do to relax. And so
Right,
to
because
me-
you almost see paint like art as like grand and like
Yeah.
fuck it, like people come to see it, And then you're like, well, that's mine's not on that same level, but kind of like what you're saying is like, art is art. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, art
It
doesn't
is-
have to be tortured. It's
yeah,
You can't compare yourself to other people. Is the big thing. I think
Oh,
that's
for
where
sure.
the imposter syndrome comes because with writing too, it's like you
Yeah.
compare yourself to like Stephen King, and then you compare to yourself, or any other writer, or
Right.
whoever you look up to. And you're
Yeah.
yeah.
that's where the imposter syndrome I
Right.
feel like comes from. I get this feeling even with my friends here, like Left Hand Asylum. I'll plug there for them. They have some gorgeous boxes that they do.
Yeah.
They do
Mhm.
clay, that they use clay, and like they actually, to me, that's art because they use their hands. They make it all beautiful. And that
You
takes
use
hours.
your hands.
I use my hands to make a paintbrush and do this. And I'm like,
Well,
a
are you
5-year-old
using your
could do
mouth?
this. I could, I guess, if I really want to get
Stop
weird.
it.
oh,
But no, that
yeah,
you just have to get past it. Is what I'm basically what I'm saying. It's taken me years to get past it, and I'm still not fully there.
Right.
So
You're like transitioning to feeling
Yeah.
more legitimate. I know it's like that comic you've seen, like where it's like the Disney cartoonist going, "I wish I was like the old masters," and then the Renaissance painting, like, "I wish I was like the old masters," and then
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
cave drawers, like, "I'm awesome,"
perfect.
because there's nothing to compare himself to.
Right. Absolutely. I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that made me feel a little bit good for a second because I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I don't need to be, this great author. I could just be an author."
right.
So,
Well, because with the podcast, and like personally, I started it to help with the work-life balance, do something with the kids. I bring in friends and family and doing it all there. And for a minute, I'm like, all right, how do I be the best? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, I kind of got
Right,
over that for a
right.
minute, where it's just like, I just want to have fun.
right.
And that's kind of like why you guys all you write and you create,
Right.
but there's that one spot where you're just like, no one's gonna want to listen to this.
Right.
To be fair, I don't have the greatest audience, so you might only get like 2 books sold off of me, but
Hey,
I'm
it's
out here
2
trying it and we're
books.
doing it. And if we can help kind of just like help encourage people to be like, if this guy can sit out in the courtyard,
And beg people to sit down.
hey, podcasting is hard. I
Mhm.
I tried a couple of years ago, and it's tough.
it is it's so much fun though. But no, I agree, because I have writing. I was telling Megan about it. I have this series of short stories that I absolutely loved when I was writing them, but I look at them now and I'm like, no one's gonna get it. It's too dark, or it's weird, and I've never touched it again in 8 years. And it's just like, I want to do something with it, but no, I'm totally with you guys. I'm like, no one's gonna like this one. I'm just gonna stick to the podcast.
There's an entire genre on Amazon from indie authors of dinosaur debauchery.
Do you know what this
Those
is?
sell for some reason. They don't
Oh.
sell. If that sells,
What was her name?
it's
Yeah.
an open door.
Oh.
Anything goes.
Lauren Faust wrote Dinosaur Erotica, and they were just on Jay Sarge's podcast,
Oh, really?
and they did a whole episode. They did a whole review on Triceratops tops and bottoms.
That's amazing.
So if they can do it, you can do it.
Yeah,
Right?
anybody can write.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe.
you have a story.
Yeah, I have a story.
Okay, then
There
you
you
can
go.
write it.
I mean, I was like, say I was writing it last night.
Yeah. I was out here running around. She's like, I got a word count to catch up to. And I'm like, come play with me. And she's like,
How many words do you have so far?
On this one, only like 13,000.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but like November is National Novel Writing Month.
Yeah.
You're supposed to start a new novel, so this one's a new one.
Yeah.
and
I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I never do it
it's
because
so hard.
life gets in the way. But yeah, I have one story I have to gut, one story that's in editing, which is this one. And then one story that has 13 roughly. I think there's another story somewhere.
You get inspiration sometimes as you start writing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of dead
Miss-
starts
Yeah.
that are just like I wrote for 8,000 words in like one sitting, and then it's never been seen again. But
I mean, you can always gut it and take pieces of it.
I call it
Frankenstein
Frankensteining.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Like, who was that character from that book that I never finished?
Yeah.
Come on, let's
Absolutely.
go.
Or a turn of phrase that you really like,
Yep.
put it into another story.
So it
yeah,
doesn't die with that
Right.
story that you're not going to finish. Yeah.
exactly. I have characters that have died, and I'm like, no, they will not die. I will put them in another story because I refuse to let any of my characters unintentionally die.
Yeah.
I don't think characters need to die sometimes, because then you can't, because it sounds, to bring them back, it's way harder, and it seems a little shoehorny to bring them back. So just throw them down an elevator shaft, presumed dead.
Yeah. Star Wars has done it for years.
Yes.
It's not as fun.
No, right.
It's true.
And your name again?
Nicholas Black.
Nicholas Black. And you
Mhm.
create
Things.
things.
Coffin.
We
Nice.
our business is Goth Geek, and so we focus on Dungeons and Dragons, custom, unique, spooky coffin dice sets, along with 3D printed dice towers,
Okay.
Among other things.
among other things, stickers, jewelry, magnets, keychains.
Resin.
Some of the best sets of like dice I've seen in a long time. Absolutely fucking loved them.
He did come back to the room and he was like, please don't let me go back. I'll buy them all. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set you up.
I'm gonna buy all the dice. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I walked in and I was like, how crazy is it if we try to roll off for -5 or +5? And I'm like, I'm gonna end up paying fucking way more than I need to. Sorry for the language, but I don't know what it is. And we talked about it. We all love dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, and
Shiny
there's
things.
I'm a dice goblin.
Yeah, dice
Yeah.
goblin is a great term. We have a sticker that says
Dice
you can never
hoarder.
have too many dice,
right.
and I think it's really true. It's a passion. I'm a DM, so it's like the what is it? The hair club for men at commercials. I'm
Yeah.
not just selling this. I'm also a client,
Right.
and that's exactly what this is. I'm not just selling these things. I also buy dice myself. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I love it. I've been playing since I was a kid. It's just an amazing game.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and where we've gone in the last 20 years with this game is amazing, with Critical Role and
Yeah.
other podcasts out there. Like Not Another D&D podcast is one of my favorite ones to listen to. If you like College Humor, it's got a whole bunch of cast members from that
Okay. Yeah.
show.
How about the dad one?
Oh yeah, Dungeons and Daddies.
Oh, what? I did see something about them recently. Where did I see them? I don't know what I was looking up, but I did find.
Podcast award.
Yes. Did they win the podcast award?
I don't know if they did or not, but I know they are really popular too.
Yes.
And
That's where I saw them.
Way,
Thank you.
way
Yes.
down on that list was us.
Yes.
Like if there's like a dead last award.
You're not there. I promise you.
Yeah, it can't be dead last. Yeah, there's definitely some worse ones. Mine is probably on there somewhere, like way down there. But yeah, Dungeon Daddy is another great one, and then of course there's tons of other ones out there. They've really brought the game out of hiding, and
Yeah.
it's there's all these great actors out there that have come out of the gaming closet, if you will, and so it's just great to share this passion. And now
Oh,
schools
absolutely.
have D&D clubs,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
if my high school had a D&D club when I was in high
It
school,
would have been like Who's Gonna Get Bullied Club, right?
no, there was chess club for that.
Right.
We were
Oh,
They're like, make your
so D&D. So the hierarchies. You guys still look down on the chess players.
I still love chess, actually, to be honest. But yes, the chess club were the ones that people still made fun of. But no, just you would have had people to hang out with and meet.
Yes,
Because even when I was in high school, the internet was still relatively new and young, and you didn't really have chat room. You had chat rooms, but you really didn't know how to find people to play games with.
No, right.
Nowadays, you go online, you can type in Facebook, you can type anywhere, and you can find a group in your town, in your school, wherever to play.
Right.
Great.
your
You can play
library.
online now, which is
Yeah.
amazing. I'm still old school. I still like to play in person, but you can play online, which is awesome.
Right.
And so, yeah, it just for me, it's more than just a business. It is a passion project. I will sit and you don't have to buy anything from me, and I will talk to you for 30 minutes to an hour
Right.
just about D&D.
I've never done the D&D. I do like the idea of it. I just never found that click in
That niche,
school.
yeah.
But it is interesting that it is becoming like way more like mainstream and acceptable.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of your actors, a lot of directors are, creating all these like fantastic stories in these movies and television.
Mhm.
And when you actually like go into like their growing up, they all played D&D, and it's like that imagination of just building this world and just staying in it week after week. And then like it's interesting to be like, I was made fun of, or I hid that I liked comic books or that I played D&D,
Right.
and now it's kind of like you almost flaunt it to be like I'd almost put it on my resume now. To be fair, if I do put
Works well with others.
yeah, right. If I was ever to apply for another job, I would definitely put podcaster on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I tweak it a little bit, like con podcast, like unofficial, official, but kind of spice it up a little bit. But yeah. It is kind of nice to get with a group of people, like, and just
A common goal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Geek culture in general has blown up the last 2 decades.
What would you what are some of the things that you contribute to that?
Marvel, I'll be honest.
Right.
That first Iron Man movie
sure.
in 2008 really, I think that really took it off. That made it cool again, or I shouldn't say again, but cool to
Right.
be a geek.
How about Batman?
Batman to a lesser level. I mean,
No, the original.
Tim Burton's 1989.
No,
Batman?
the Christopher Nolan one.
Oh, well, I guess that too, but it's DC, and I'll be honest, I don't like DC's movies, but
But
that trilogy was pretty good.
they came out at the same time.
They did, but Marvel
So-
did it better.
Yes, I did do better.
And I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that it kicked off the geekdom.
I still think Marvel did it more.
Okay.
I think that like maybe DC and Christopher Nolan Batman movies really appealed a lot to people who like films, and they were film buffs, and they're like, "Whoa, this is great! It's about a comic book, but it's amazing."
Yeah.
And then Marvel came back, and it just was like a shotgun. It hit everybody. Instead of being like a sniper rifle, it was a shotgun, and everybody's like, "Whoa, comic books
Yeah.
are great!" Or even to the sense of like, I can't make fun of somebody for liking comic books if I've watched the last 6 Marvel
Right.
movies.
right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Another one would be The Big Bang Theory,
Oh yeah.
2007. Those guys really, really put it up front of like, we're geeks and we love it.
Mhm.
Have you ever rewatched that show though?
I did rewatch it because I
A little bit of like misogyny.
Oh yeah.
And,
it doesn't age that well.
No.
No, it
Um,
doesn't.
but then
But-
again, a lot of people who did great things in history turned out to be not so great.
Right.
And
Yeah. Well, they're a product of their.
It was
Oh,
2007 for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was written in a like a malicious way or
Of course.
in an offensive
But
way,
you
but
don't
it
need
definitely
to-
doesn't age that great.
be malicious in having misogyny. You just-
Right.
Yeah.
You're not trying to be a bad. Nobody who is like, even people who are racist are not trying to be bad
Right.
people. They're not going, "I'm so
Right.
evil." They're
Like,
saying, they're like, I'm just
maniacal laugh.
going through my life with the beliefs that I have.
Right.
And until they see how it is actually evil, they're like, oh wait,
Hopefully.
darn.
Right.
So maybe like the people who wrote Big Bang Theory are like,
Products of their time.
like
Yeah.
we love our stuff, but
Because I think it's hard sometimes to kind of look back at some of those things and judge it too harshly. But at the same time, it's like, what do you want from 2007? Like, it was the biggest TV show in the world
Yeah.
for years. Like, I don't like, but they definitely helped, I think, put a lot of the geek culture out there.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I still look at. I've rewatched that show, and I still enjoy it on some level. It's like
Oh, yeah.
watching. It's like rewatching Friends back
Right.
in the day. Like
Oh yeah,
that show's even more problematic from the 90s.
right.
oh yeah.
There's definitely a lack of diversity in that show
Yeah.
and some other issues.
Yeah.
But again, for the 90s, that's just
But
unfortunately
yeah.
how things were. So
You
Yeah.
enjoy what you enjoyed about it, and you have the knowledge of what was wrong with it.
Yeah.
You can still have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
but yeah, Big Bang Theory, I agree with you on that
Yeah.
one. It definitely helped. We have podcasts again, like again, Critical Role's been around for quite a long time, and I feel like even they've really helped push
Yeah.
Certain aspects of geek culture.
Yeah. I'm big into Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah.
And he's been podcasting
Yeah.
17 years.
Something like that. Yeah, it's a long
Like,
time.
He was up. He started in the very early days with like Mark Maron, Adam Carolla when he was like a big thing.
That was back when you could really search for a podcast because like there wasn't Spotify, there wasn't easy, like you had like go on their websites and find it.
Right, and then if you could find it on Apple sometimes, but yeah, those were 2000. Yeah, because there was one I did. I did a Final Fantasy podcast years before, and I had to like find a way to download it, and I had to put it on like an MP3 player.
Yeah.
Yep. And the description, there was no like subscribe every week and then auto download. But yeah, Kevin Smith is real big into all of his.
And he brought pop culture to a certain level as well. Mallrats, I mean, that was 1993, 94, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 95, I think, and then Clerks was 93.
Yeah, I mean, again, he brought comic book culture to a certain level. He got Stan Lee to show up in his movie. I mean, the first cameo ever, like,
right?
For him. So,
yeah.
Do you think geek culture, or the movies, TV, do you think it's oversaturated now? Do you think has it hit its wall?
Not even close.
Can it?
I don't think it
Well,
can.
we'll still love it, but do you think it is to the point where it's going to start to fade from like mainstream and go back to kind of like I don't think it's going to go back into the hole in the ground it used to be, but
I think it's like
does your mom care that there's another Batman movie coming out?
Yeah, no,
Actually,
no.
my mom does.
Yeah. I would say it's like a snake eating itself at this point.
Okay.
It's like I'm not frowning upon it, but at this point, it's just so much. Like you look at Netflix, and it's like you got the Sandman series that came out.
That won't come out anymore.
Yeah, that's a whole other issue. But then you've got all these great shows that just keep coming out. They're hammering us left and right, and then you got Apple TV with their stuff, and, and so forth and so forth. And then Crunchyroll with their whole anime streaming, which is awesome. But because again, back when we were teenagers, it was you got Adult Swim, and what was it?
The Toonami.
Toonami, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was it. You didn't get anything else for anime, unless you went to like the movie rental store that they had.
What was it? Suncoast or FYI?
Or Sam Goody.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Like my mom would be like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I give her my list, and she's like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, just go to this store and tell that guy.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
Here, Mom, I'm gonna pin this to your shirt, and you give them this money, and they'll give it to you.
Oh, she had no idea. She's like, find something else, and then for your birthday you can go get it. But oh yeah, I remember those days.
And so I mean, there are good things to it, but at the same time, we're so inundated with it now. There's just so much stuff, and they're just announcing more and more shows, and like. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So
and then they cancel them as soon as you get into them.
Yeah, the Cowboy Bebop
that's
one,
the worst.
Which doesn't.
It'll be good, and you're like, it's good, and then they still cancel it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We hinted at the Sandman.
Right.
Yeah.
Dead Boy Detective.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was
Fantastic.
And it's
Good Omens.
canceled.
Good Omens.
Right.
Good Omens, and that's canceled.
So we canceled because of whatever's happening currently. Is there a way to keep them on? Like, can we keep, if we kept them on, are we able to separate the art from the artist?
Oh, that's a
You
tough one.
have to.
Yes,
That's a
right.
tough one.
You have to.
Right.
But can you?
But obviously we don't because we cancel them.
I mean, look at Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
You hear Billie
Yeah,
Jean on the radio, and people have some feelings about Michael Jackson. Should they stop listening to him because he still sounds good?
So they were a population that stopped listening to them
Stop playing them.
and stopped playing them at all. Sorry, my voice is just gone today. But there are a lot of people that still like the works.
Right.
And so you actually have to find a way, like Harry Potter.
That's another one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Oh, that one
that's-
was gut wrenching.
Yeah, it's like, but a lot of people have found a way to separate the two.
Mm.
You
Uh,
have to. It's
Yeah, it's not going to bringing back any Fantastic Beasts, but
Right.
that didn't happen.
I'll say everyone's a little bit different. Like
Mhm.
my rule of thumb is
Mhm.
don't support the person.
Yes.
So like with Joss Whedon, that's a good example because that's
Mhm.
you know,
Firefly, right?
Yeah, that's
Firefly and
Oh,
Buffy,
so
Buffy,
good.
Vampire Slayer,
yeah, and
Angel,
Angel.
the Avengers. Actually, he
Yep.
was, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
with that for us, it's been we already own Serenity, we already own Firefly,
Right.
so we're not going to buy it again to support him because he gets money for
Right.
that.
Right.
But we won't stop watching those that we already own.
Okay.
So that's how we kind of rectify that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. You can still love the IP itself,
Mhm.
but as far as do I put my money into the IP? No, because it's still going to.
And we,
Right.
we support the Brown Coats, which is a cosplay group
Yep.
that, you know,
Yeah.
and they're a nonprofit. So they actually help. They do a lot of great things for kids and
Yeah.
things, and better women's shelters and things like that. So they do a lot of good work, even though the IP that they represent was, you know, founded
Yeah.
or created by a guy that
Right.
sucks.
Right.
And so that's how we kind of approach it. But when it comes to things like with Mr. Gaiman and the current situation,
Right.
that's a little bit tougher because you watch it, you're supporting him. You know,
Right.
Right.
And-
he's getting some kind of
Well, he said on multiple occasions that he'd step away completely from the
Yeah.
projects.
but he already got paid. Let's be honest. He like
Right.
Agreed.
him
Right.
stepping back is like,
What a step
Okay.
away really means.
yeah, he's stepping away with
Right.
the paycheck already. So it's like,
Well, he likes to have the creative control.
Right, which took so long for it to come out. So
Right.
so now we cancel it. So now we lose the second. The Sandman is by far a brilliant piece of work.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
So it's hard because it's like now we lose.
Sandman,
Sandman.
Deadfoot,
And
Boys.
this would have been people's, like my son's lead into Sandman, and
Right.
it helps to build that universe of what Sandman is. But then it sucks because you're like, I don't like the guy behind it.
yep.
And what do you do with all of his new works? Like, I have a bunch of his works.
Yes,
And
he's my
I'm-
favorite author, and it's like
Yeah.
now it's like, do I have to modify it to be like he's no longer my favorite, or can it? Is it? It goes back to he's my favorite author as an artist, but not as an individual.
And you can do the wraparound where you're going to Bookman's,
Or work around.
Yeah,
Or use
around.
bookstore.
yeah.
Yeah,
a
use
used bookstore, find all of his stuff, read it,
Right.
and you're not supporting him
Right.
because it's a used bookstore.
Right.
And we did
Right.
the same thing with Harry Potter. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to reread the books for Harry Potter, and it happened right around the same time that she said all those horrible things.
Right,
And she has first edition, so I was like, I don't want to touch your books.
right.
Oh, of course not.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what I did. I went to use bookstores. You know, it took me a few years to get them all to find each one, but that's what I did because I did not want to support her. I didn't want her to get any of my money.
Right.
But going to a used bookstore, you're supporting a local,
Yeah.
local business at the same time. And so that's a way to kind of make yourself feel good without, supporting these people that are problematic.
So because the problem isn't that I like Sandman, it's the fact of like me, if I like him too much and I pay into him, I'm
Right.
right. So that's kind of where okay.
And it becomes an issue for sure. 'Cause like she has like the first volume of Sandman that I got.
Yeah,
like a really
so-
nice, like the big, like the $98
And you
like.
Oh, the
can't find
omnibus.
those
Yeah,
used.
it's
Yeah.
the first one of the three.
Can't find
Well,
them used.
Yeah, you can't find
No.
them used, and so now that doesn't happen, it's like, well, we can't get the other two now because those are brand new and supporting him.
Right.
So
Yeah.
how do you
So
do
we're
that?
kind of stuck.
Yeah, we'll have the one book,
Two
Oh,
books.
man.
the two books.
Yeah, because it's 2 volumes.
Oh yeah, well, the one.
Yeah. We could get rid of it, but then it's getting rid of Sandman, and that will.
I never understood that. People who like get rid of stuff, like they burn Nike or
Yeah,
Oh,
now you're just making waves.
It's the Beatles in the '60s, man. It's like the reason why they had so many like album sales is because everybody bought them to burn it, and just
Yeah.
like thanks
Right.
anyway.
Yeah, you're just supporting them.
You're like, sure, why not? Go
Well, then
for it.
why not just like donate the Nikes
Yeah.
to somebody who
Yeah.
could use them?
Mhm.
Like
Exactly.
that, that's making something that somebody like harmful made
Right.
and turning into a positive instead of just like turning it into a melted heap on your driveway or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
All right, final question.
Okay.
Favorite fandom? What are you a fan of the most?
Life's too short for fandoms.
We have a sticker we sell that says "Life is too short for just one fandom." And the reason why is because of that kind of question.
It's
Because there's just too many out there. I can't.
Give me the top of the list ones.
Ask, ask somebody which one is their favorite child.
Sophia.
Liam, are you listening?
He doesn't listen.
It depends on the week. Right now, I would probably say.
What, Disney?
What are we watching? Like basically, that's what it comes.
Oh,
down
there you go. It's
Like,
basically
what are
whatever
we
Netflix
watching?
is like hinting at you.
Yeah, because that's what it comes down to. It's like, what are we watching this week? It's my favorite.
All right.
Well, what-
Like right
what
now,
are you watching?
My Hero Academia. We've been watching that lately,
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
so that's a really
Yep.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Disney, I'm not really watching anything on Disney right now.
Well,
kind of in a
because
hiatus.
the one.
Oh, Arcane comes out this
Arcane.
weekend on Netflix. Arcane season 2. I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
have ever seen that.
I haven't seen
I
it, but
love
I've seen the.
Bridgerton.
There you go.
There we go.
I
There
have
we go.
a cosplay of Penn.
No way.
That she made
Yeah.
herself, like from scratch.
Yeah. So, yeah, we know that when that's coming out, we're getting no sleep.
Right.
Right.
We binge it, yeah.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
have to.
Cobra
Yeah.
Kai starts next week, so
Okay.
I lost all of that day.
I'm behind on Cobra High, but yeah, that's a good one.
That's his.
Apothecary
haven't seen
Diaries. That's a good anime that we were watching for a while there.
Which one?
Apothecary Diaries.
Oh, yeah, it's coming back in
Next year.
Next year. Yeah.
So yeah, it just really depends on what we're watching and what
Yeah.
the new stuff is. I mean, there's just like I was saying, there's just too much,
Yeah.
especially with anime. Anime, there's like new stuff coming out left and right.
Oh, like yeah, because it's like, oh, I liked Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist, and then new shit comes out, and you're like,
Yeah.
I like you now. Like I don't, and it's like, it's weird because like, it's a dumb question, but like the top two, because like it just keeps getting bumped until you find that one meme or that one episode you rewatch and you're like, it's back on top.
My favorite is still Witch Hunter Robin.
Okay.
That is the first one I ever watched, and it has a special place in my heart. So
Doctor Who. It's always a classic.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. You can always go back to that too.
Yeah.
Because it's so long. Like, the
Yeah.
run of it is.
Like Who's Your Doctor kind of thing. Like it's been on for what 60 years now.
Yeah.
So
when is our doctor? The 12th one?
it depends on the person. Like mine is like
No,
right now.
David Tennant.
Oh, that's the 10th. Wasn't he the 10th Doctor?
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know. I lost track of the doctors there.
It's the 10th one. They're on the 14th or 15th.
I don't even remember what my doctor was. My doctor was the 80s doctor. He was one of the jelly bellies. Like, that's all I remember. Like he had the jelly beans and the scarf.
My sister always says the old man one. And I'm like,
Have to be more specific.
Yeah. There was a
Have you
couple of
ever
those.
seen the pilot?
No,
no, I
like
haven't.
It's
episode
like black,
one.
black and white.
Mhm.
It was problematic because they were in with the Aztecs,
Aztecs.
Oh.
They were like
and they're all
British.
English, British.
British Aztecs.
But, yep.
You know, as they were.
Those are my favorite
as they
ones.
were in real life.
Yeah.
You know, it has a Star Wars issue where
Yeah.
the
The British
bad guys are
accent.
British for some reason. Okay.
We go to every planet and everybody speaks English. It's great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Megan, just for because we asked what's your fandom.
There we go.
Oh, okay. That's actually easy because I've always stuck with it since like I was in fifth grade.
Ride or die.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
It is like my favorite book series. I love the movies. I know some book fans don't like the movies at all. The Peter
Yeah.
Jackson movies. I don't like the Hobbit trilogy, but
No, but the
it's so easy to
original-
go back to it because like I read it every year,
Yeah.
and every time I read it, it just feels like kind of just like being at home. Like in
Yeah.
your brain somehow, just reading those words feels like a salve for my brain for the year.
You know, he wrote those all to be a single book.
Mm-hmm.
Then they were like, no.
They were like, "Listen, nobody's gonna, no one's gonna buy this."
Right?
This phone book.
Right. Mine will be Final Fantasy and Kevin Smith. Like I like I love. I try to find the good in just about everything. So I'll watch literally everything. I do a live show on Mondays where I just the middle section is what I've been watching on TV, and I kind of just watch anything that I work 2 jobs. I work overnight, so sometimes I listen and watch a little bit of everything. So I'm watching like an ungodly amount of TV, and it gets to the point where I'm like, what else is there to watch? And I'm like, well, let's find the Pardeeps of Pittsburgh on Amazon, which is actually an adorable show. It is.
He gets deep into the Amazon.
I love it, man. But I agree. There's too many fandoms, but there's always that one nostalgic or that one that like your Lord of the Rings where you're like I don't care what happens, just don't mess with this universe.
Leave it alone. I love a lot of other stuff, but this is mine.
So what do you think about the Amazon series?
I didn't watch it. I know that's gonna sound like stupid, but I was almost
No, it doesn't.
I'm almost afraid to watch it because I'd seen like some clips that people were posting on like Lord of the Rings like message boards and stuff like that, and I was like, this looks really, really not it for me. And I'm really interested in the First Age. I've read the Silmarillion a couple times, probably not enough times, but it's really interesting history of Middle Earth, and
Yeah.
if they're not going to do it right, I feel like I just don't watch it.
That's the bad side of fandom is don't ruin what I love,
Yeah.
Right?
which is like I've read it, I've seen all the iterations. Just don't remake it and then screw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do, and we have to learn to accept it.
Yeah.
But yes. Again, real quick, what was your name? The name of your book, and where can we find you? Are you on social media?
Yes, I am. Lots of places, but it's R.S. Ori. The book is Wildborn. You can find me on Amazon, and I'm at X. I'm at Ori RS.
Okay.
Instagram, you have to
Books by R.S. Ori.
Books by R.S. Ori. Facebook, it's Books by R.S. Ori. Blue Sky, it's Ori hyphen R.S. This is not my fault. B Sky.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Social. So
I'll put all of those in the description
thank you.
because I will not be able to repeat any of those.
Look for that last one.
I know.
Wow.
That is not my fault. Blue Sky is a little bit weird, but it's better than X.
Yes. And
Nicholas Black with Goth Geek, and you can find us at It's Real Simple on Facebook, Twitter, or no, we're not on Twitter. Facebook, TikTok, there we go, or Instagram at the Goth Geek or just Goth Geek.
all right, fantastic. I will definitely be reaching out to you because I would love to hear when the next book comes out.
Okay.
And I would love to D&D chat with you.
Yeah, of course.
Megan and I will, we're always looking to. We like talking to people, which is weird. In that, like, I'll just talk to she'll just talk to anybody, and I'm like, I'll just talk to anybody. I want to record it. But yeah, I definitely would love to reach out to you. Your book sounds fantastic. I will definitely be looking for it, and then I look forward to seeing March for book
That's what
2.
we're hoping,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what we're hoping for.
All right. Well, you guys have a great evening.
You too.
We'll see you guys a little bit tomorrow
Yes.
for the last day of the con.
Yes, we'll be super tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You guys have a great night. Thank you.
All right, I think you just finished
And that's
the Wednesday episode. Realized there was no whimsy at the end of the thing, so now I gotta record this real quick and shoehorn a quick whimsy. There's so many pieces to this. It's fun editing this thing. But yes, thank you for listening to Wednesday's interviews. Or
and these two are
the Wednesday episode of the Saturday interviews. Whimsy.